Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. As you can see, I have a different project in the shop. This one is usually on the side of the shop, but it's now late February and I have pulled it in the shop to get it ready for the 2024 season. And by the way, for those of you that are shop nerds, if you're ever thinking about building a shop or whatever, putting a shop with a 12-foot door is definitely worth it, because it's awesome to work on these inside, because it's like, I don't know, 30 degrees outside right now. So I've had it inside for a little while, been working on some mods, and I thought it would be cool to share. So check this out. These are the 5 mods so far that I've done for the 2024 camping season. This is a 2015 Jayco. It needs a little bit of love and some modifications. So my first modification is I have a Ford Expedition EL. I can't open the tailgate very far, like not very far at all. I'm on all kinds of RV forums now and stuff, and I've seen where you can rotate the head of the jack so you can open the tailgates on trucks. Now I've performed this mod. I haven't pulled my Expedition back in here to see how much further the tailgate opens, but it's not going to open any less than it did. So I do believe this is a good mod. So on this Jayco, the head of the jack faced forward. My tailgate would open to about here. Well, my hatch on my Expedition would open to about here, and it would hit the jack. I noticed with some other brands, you can take off the head and spin it and drill a new hole and put the bolt back in. But this is a FIC 3500 jack, and I didn't see where that was possible with this jack. But the cool part is I have a metal fabricating shop. So this guy right here has 3 bolts on it going into this piece of flat plate. But the thing is, I measured it and it's not an exact triangle. So when I unbolted it, and it's just threaded into that plate, I unbolted it and spun it, and only 2 of the bolt holes lined up. So I unbolted it, spun it, marked a hole, drilled. I put the 2 bolts in, I marked the hole, I drilled the hole, I tapped the hole. It was just 3/8 coarse thread, super common. Ran a tap down it and bolted it down. And that took me, I don't know, well, between figuring it out, I don't less than an hour. And I think that will be a worthwhile mod. So it's not touching the propane tanks, it's close. And it should be just as easy to stand here and hit the buttons. And while I was at it though, I went and spent another hour or 2 and took this whole thing all the way apart, because this is a 2015 and the motor was starting to struggle. So it was like, and basically just everything inside here needed taken apart and greased and put back together. So I greased everything all the way through and put it back together. So that was mod number 1. The rest of the mods right now are inside the camper. So I tried to pick out the pain points from our first year of camping. The whole thing is, when you're camping, you want to have fun and you want it to be easy, and you want to do less setup when you get there. So this next mod was with our drinking water. So we have one of those 5-gallon jugs, and we put the pump that fits in the top for filling our cups and stuff. So we would just fill the 5-gallon jug at home with our fridge water, and then we would take it with us, and we had filtered water wherever we went. Sometimes you can fill them at most Walmarts or like some Lowe's stores, some hardware stores, or you can exchange them. But it was always like sitting out on the floor in the camper, and I always had to like put it in the storage compartment and ratchet strap it in, or put it up next to the bed, and it was kind of always in the way. So I came with a solution. So I took this cabinet over here, and I cut this shelf. So I cut the shelf, and I put one extra support here, and I moved this board, and I put those guys in there. So now I can put this in here, and I've got this little board to hold it in there. And then I just string that hose over to this new pump that I just bought. So this new pump is really cool. It can fit on the, it got a battery inside of it, and it will fit on top of the 5-gallon bucket, whatever, jug, or it can be desktop mounted. And it even comes with a little elbow, so the hose will come out the back, but you can take that elbow out so it goes straight down. So I took that elbow out. I put Velcro on here, it's stuck very well. So the tube comes out of the bottom. Of course I pulled my Velcro off. The tube comes out of the bottom and goes through here, and then I just stick it in the top of my jug, and it's not in the way anymore. And then if it gets stuck on or whatever, it'll just dribble into the sink. So mod number 2. Mod number 3 that I just put on was the stove cover. This is a 26-foot bunkhouse, and this is the entire kitchen counter. So we ran out of space very quickly, and we couldn't put, well, we couldn't really put anything here. So I just installed this, I believe it's Camco stove cover. So that was mod number 3. Mod number 4, my wife and I are kind of tall, and this Jayco had doors here. So they're like, you know, normal house doors, but they're kind of like pocket doors, and they would slide across here. But we're tall enough that my feet would push against the door, and it was really annoying. So that was problem number 1. And then problem number 2 was they made noise as you were opening and closing them, because they would drag on the sheets on the bottom of the bed, and it would kind of echo through the door, and it was really annoying. And we've got little kids, and it's never a good idea to wake up a sleeping little kid. So anyways, I took those down. I left the track. Everything is still there. What I did was I took the doors down. I bought this extendable curtain rod, and this wood is really thin, so I double-sided sticky taped it, and then also screwed it to each side. And then I've got these curtains. They're room darkening, thick. They say they're noise canceling. They're pretty decently thick. Room darkening shades that really match pretty well, and then they're completely silent. So that should be pretty nice when everybody's sleeping. Also, one thing that I haven't done yet is I picked up these magnets. So they've got like a steel plate that sticks on here, and then they have pin-on magnets. So when you close it, they will click shut. That way it's not blowing around when the air conditioner turns on. So that was mod number 4. Mod number 5 is specific to Jayco's as far as I know. So the TV that's in here was a 32-inch TV, and it used to be on a swivel, which I give it to them. It's a great idea. So the idea was it has like a housing with a mirror on one side and a TV on the other side. So you could unclick it and spin it around and watch the TV from the bed, which is cool, except for the TV was small, and sometimes we don't want to watch what the kids are watching. We want to watch the news in the morning. This is just a funny note for future reference. My son is in love with Tool Time right now. So we watch all of the Tool Time episodes on repeat, and that gets old. So anyways, I wanted to add a second TV. That way we had a TV in the bedroom also. So what I did is I took the entire swivel mechanism out, and then I took a piece of plywood, and I took, it's actually, you can buy it at Home Depot, but it's 2 foot by 4 foot, and it's whiteboard on one side and black like chalkboard on the other side. So what I did is I took 2 of those, and I put black chalkboard side out, and I cut the plywood to fit, and then I cut those to fit, and I sandwiched them blackboard side out on the plywood. I'll put some pictures up, and sandwiched it, glued it all together, and then I brought the board out here, and I used these brackets to attach it in. I used 6 of them, and I might paint those black later. I don't know how much it'll bug my OCD. So now I've got a TV on the bedroom side. This was just a 32-inch TV that I already had. It was free. It's kind of crappy, but it works. So you just stick a Fire Stick or a Google Chromecast thing in there. This one has a Chromecast in it, and you're good to go. So this is a cheapo 40-inch TV. Again, I just had it laying around. But this should be pretty cool. Then we have separate TVs for the bedroom side and the trailer side. This isn't even screwed in yet, but this audio will go to the built-in audio of the trailer. And then to combine the power for the 2 TVs, since plugging in 2 TVs would have taken up all my outlets, I bought this really cool surge protector on Amazon, and the 2 TVs are plugged in here. The Chromecast and the Fire Stick are plugged in here, and then I still have outlets here. I also ran an extra HDMI down here, so if we want to put my son's Switch console here, we can slay each other on Mario Kart and have somewhere to plug it in. So those are my 5 mods so far that I did for 2024 for getting ready for the season. I still got a bunch more stuff to do. There's some stuff I gotta fix that I'm still working on. That's why everything's torn apart. But those are my 5 fun mods for this year that I'm kind of excited about. So hope you enjoyed. Hope this was helpful to you. And you go out in the shop, work on something.